excellent friends. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
I had to think of something really quick to do that. Be excellent to each other. That's the way we'll close. This is our review of Bill and Ted Face the Music. If you haven't figured that out by already.
Yes.
So when they announced this movie, I was like, do I need a third Bill and Ted?
Right.
And I was really nervous, and I became less nervous when Keanu and Alex Winter jumped on right away. We like the script, we like what they're doing, we're in.
Yep.
And with their enthusiasm, I was still nervous.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic is a very good way to put it. And spoilers for later, it lived up to everything I wanted it to be.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So what did you? So overall, what did you think?
Overall, it was fun. I mean, I'm not like this huge Bill and Ted fangirl.
Right.
But
Can't be perfect all the time.
whatever. They're fine. They're fun. And the first two were fine. And I think it was I liked the first one because I knew all the places that they went. So it had a personal connection. I went to San Dimas High. That is my high school. And we went
Coronado.
to Coronado. And
Yeah.
we went to, we've gone to Golfland and
Yep.
Metro Center. And yeah.
Waterloo. And, yeah.
So, and the second one was okay. It didn't have that same personal connection. So maybe I was kind of but
yeah. That was a little trippy too with the death,
but death was fun.
Yeah.
And station. And so, this one was, again, I didn't have a personal connection to it, but it was fun. It was good. They didn't, they could have cheesed out and I don't really feel like it felt like it was a new, fresh story.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put this very oddly. Yes, it's a new story, but with all the old beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had, and we're going to talk, I didn't say this earlier, we're going to talk a little bit of spoilers because there's a couple things that I have to talk about with this movie. So we're going to do some spoilery stuff. I mean, if you're really worried about having Bill and Ted spoiled to you already, it's already been spoiled. They write the song. Duh, it was going to happen. But the concept of what they did was with Bill and Ted running around trying to fix their lives and their daughters putting the band together is very much echoes of both the first two movies.
Yeah. And it did have some of the same beats, but they were in a fresh new way.
Yeah, and they were presented in a way that you could sit there and say, "Oh, this kind of feels like the first one, or this feels like the second one," but the way they did it made you appreciate the stories that they were telling in that process, right?
Yeah.
And doing and Bill and Ted Crisis of Conscience. Right, that's how I want to word it. And just like them trying to write the perfect song, and it kind of holding. That's the. They don't really come out and say this, but it's at least for me, it's kind of hinted at, and maybe some other reviews have talked about this. I haven't watched any other reviews, so this is all fresh takes and stuff.
Okay.
But it's that burden of greatness that you get at a young age. A lot of popular athletes, popular actors who are teenagers,
right?
And have that. You're going to be the next great blah, 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 piano player, basketball player, whatever.
And they have to try to live up to that.
And they have to live up to that.
Yeah.
It is very much what Bill and Ted were having. They know that they write the song. They've been told by the future that they write the song that brings all of time and space and everything together.
Right.
And now they're pressing to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I just loved that story concept of Bill and Ted really just trying to figure themselves out enough to do this song.
Right. Right. And, they gave a little bit of the backstory kind of as you went along, right? They weren't complete losers. They actually had a career for a while and then ended up playing at weddings and
Open mics,
open mic nights, and yeah.
I liked too that they dealt with bands that became popular and then got tired of each other's shit.
Yeah.
And then they hate each other, but yet then they get back together. And
Right.
like I like how they kind of
Yeah.
did that stuff.
Yeah.
The two girls that play Billy and Thea.
Yes.
And so it's Bridget Lundy Payne, who plays Billy, and Samara Weaving, who plays Thea. Is it Samara that's in... it's the one that looks like Margot Robbie, who was in Ready or Not, that we loved last year.
Right.
They were... I don't know what they did. I've heard that they watched a bunch of old tape. They were mirror images of Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
And they were so charming. And Bill and Ted come across, they come across as idiots, but they're charming idiots.
Yeah.
Billy and Thea are idiots, but they're smart idiots.
Right.
And
they're not really idiots. They're just playing one on TV.
They're
emulating their fathers.
They're emulating their fathers, who very much love them, and so they love them very much back. And
even down to the walk and and
whoa, there's a couple times where that happened, and I'm like, that's not Keanu Reeves doing that. That's
funny.
But their purpose of going around through time is, again, not really spoilers. It's on IMDb. It's been it's been talked about out there. But them going and finding Jimi Hendrix and Louis Armstrong and
Ludwig van Beethoven
and this drummer from the
Stone Age
and stuff.
Cave woman drummer.
But the inclusion of Kid Cudi, not that they went and found him, because time's all messed up, and so people were shifting in and out of time and in places and stuff like that. So, like, one of the opening scenes is Washington crossing the Delaware, and he gets zapped out, and then he shows up later in the therapy office, and you're like, so it's all so Kid Cudi gets zapped out of a concert, and then shows up in front of Bill and Ted's cul-de-sac houses, and they're all like, Kid Cudi, like the girls are all Kid Cudi. Very convenient. We're putting a band together. Would you like to come help us? It was so yada yada, but still like so much fun. Like you're like, wait a minute, what? And Kid Cudi is the smartest person in the entire movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There is a joke.
Talking string theory and quantum physics and.
There's a joke I want to say. I'm going to save it for the movie. You need to watch the movie. Let's be honest. If you are a Bill and Ted fan as much as I am, you've already watched this movie and you're just watching our review to see how we felt about it. But
right.
that scene, oh my God, that scene. As soon as that happened, I'm jumping up and down screaming, because that was when I put it all together. It's the two movies. The two movies combined into one.
Yeah,
is when I really put it into.
Yeah,
and that was awesome. It was awesome that they did that. And like they could have done this movie for 5 pence and been okay, but they put some money into the CGI.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like they skimped on the other two either. For when they came out.
Yeah, no.
And the low budget that both those first two movies were.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's a IMDb. IMDb up all the time.
Billy Winter and
Alex Winter
and Keanu.
He plays Bill.
Right, he plays Bill. Were nobody then, so they could afford to not pay anybody anything except. And I think didn't we watch something where they said George Carlin really didn't make anything either?
He did it for scale or something like that to to
get
do
the
it.
movie out because there was a lot of drama around getting the first one out.
Yeah. Actually, it was not. They made it and then couldn't find a distributor for it.
Yeah.
And that's when Orion came in and the Orion symbol coming up at the beginning of the movie was like, oh, I remember that. But there's this a lot of people. Some people I've heard. Like I said, I haven't watched any reviews. Or read anything, but some people have said it's a nostalgia fest, and headlines to grab you to listen to the.
So what?
And that, yes, there is a lot of that. However, with everything that's going on, having a warm blanket of Bill and Ted is pretty fucking awesome. And that's if this had been. It was supposed to come out in August. Like it came out a little late, but it was supposed to come out in August. But if we got in the summer of, Wonder Woman and Black Widow and Tenet and all this other stuff was supposed to come out this year, and Mulan and everything else, we would have been like, it was okay.
Yeah.
I really do think it was okay because we had all this big stuff that was in front of it, and it was an August release. Now, with nothing coming out in front of it, and
right.
we all want something warm and fuzzy to play with. Here's something warm and fuzzy to play with, and I think this is one of the movies that's actually going to help.
Yeah.
With that.
Yep.
So you want to score it?
Oh.
I'm at a 3.5.
I'll give it a 3. I didn't hate it. I'm just not emotionally. 3.25. It was
I'm at
fine.
a 7 of 15. No. I will watch the shit out of this movie. We actually bought it on Amazon.
Yeah, we bought it. It was $5 more to buy it than to rent it. So.
But this is not Keanu's best work. It's the dialogue is a little weird.
Messed me up the whole time.
But I don't care. This is a 3.5. It's going to be in my top 5 movies of the year. That's not now I know that's not saying much, but
yeah.
But this would have probably been in my top 5 movies of the year because it's my favorites, not necessarily the best movies, right? So that with that kind of knowing, I would have.
No, it's not a Oscar. Contender.
This year it might be.
This year it might be, just because it came out. But but that's never been what it's been about. It's been about telling a heartwarming story and
just shoving popcorn in your face. And although it wasn't popcorn it was popcorn and whiskey on Friday when we watched it. So that is our thoughts on Bill and Ted Face the Music. Whiskey hangovers. Tell us what you thought of the movie and our reaction to it and our review. Let us know in the comments down below. Please be nice. Be excellent to each other. Come on. And like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, down there. And until next time, be excellent to each other.
And party on.